Welcome back to the show. You're going to love what we have for you today. Let's quit messing around and somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com at the top of the screen. And it's $2.46 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 1%, 63,300 plus. Oh, excuse me, 63,300 plus. If you're ever wondering if there was a lot of post-production on these videos, you know the answer is no, right? Excuse me. The time lag coming back from the West Coast to the East Coast is really working on me. It always does every time. But anyway, 3,000 plus for Ethereum, 111 billion plus market cap for Tether right now, 53 cents for XRP. The important thing is we're up 8.7 on the 7-day and 0.8 on the 24-hour range of price between 53 and 57 cents. That's where we are this morning. Now, I want to do something very special because we wanted to get clearance from the family and the parents beforehand. But this is the young man, Amir, right here, who got to meet David Schwarz, and David Schwarz was so kind, what a class act, to be able to spend time with him, answered all his questions, and I was wrong, and there's a correction, he's 14, not 11. So shout out to mom and dad for letting me show Amir's photos. We did not want to do that until we had their permission. But, you know, he asked the best questions. He asked David if he was Satoshi, and David said, no, it was a couple years too late, but it's plausible. And he spent it was just wonderful watching the two of them interact. But here's some pictures where he had me laughing. And I just feel so excited for this young man because he's so far ahead of the game to be this clued in at 14 years old. And he's doing a book report, I believe, on blockchain as well, or XRP. It's just this young man is absolutely impressive, no question about it. And there we are there. And there you could see him. He got a chance to meet Brad Garlinghouse. Look at the look on Amir's face. Oh, man, I know. I get excited, too, when I get to see Brad. It's always a great time, no doubt about it. And here he is there, proper and all. And there he is with David Schwarz. What an incredible, incredible journey he's going to have. And he's so young. I am super excited for him for that. Congratulations to mom and dad for getting him pointed in the right direction. And by the way, this is what it looked like here. The lines outside of the ballroom to get in. Shout out to XRP Snaky here. I couldn't believe my eyes either. And here's the other part that's staggering about all of this. This is on the third floor where the conference was. And I heard people tell me this went all the way down to the first floor and through the hallway back to the MGM. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to see it. But I tell you, super, super grateful and just blown away by the incredible people that attended this conference. It was just a remarkable time, and the panelists and the speakers and sponsors were just on fire. Really incredible stuff. We will have stuff in a couple weeks for you to see when I get the footage from the conference. You are going to love what went on stage. Quick reminder here that anybody thinks that Ripple's not 100% committed to XRP has missed the plot.
If anyone thinks that Ripple is not 100% behind XRP is just missing, they've lost the plot. Like, we are totally committed, and we will remain totally committed.
No doubt about it. And shout out to those two gentlemen for what I believe was the greatest fireside chat I have ever witnessed in my life. No doubt about it. This is a reminder very quickly here. We played this yesterday, but I just want to share this from Bank XRP very quickly, that Ripple's Reese Merrick is talking about DFSA approved XRP as a digital asset to be utilized by businesses with the DIFC. Just listen to this. They're talking about, you'll hear what's going on here. We're talking about tokenizing gold.
Around the same time, the back end of November, the DFSA actually approved XRP as a digital asset that could be utilized by businesses within the DIFC regime. So, you know, that's a huge step for us in just firstly providing that clarity on XRP in the region. What I would say is VARA, obviously a standalone regulator in the region, are doing, you know, fantastic things as well. Ripple itself have been in the DIFC since 2020. We're very happy here. You know, we are quite keen from a license perspective to work with regulators to deem and acquire licenses where we require. So this is definitely something we're moving forward with. But I would say more to come on this space as it relates directly to the Middle East, Waleed.
That's remarkable. Yesterday, we just reported, courtesy of Bank XRP as well, about the HSBC tokenization of gold. My goodness, this stuff is really, really headed in the right direction. Here's more evidence of what's happening here. This is from Mr. Mann, the IMF document, Rise of Payment and Contracting Platform states, XC platforms would allow multi-currency systems without imposing a single new settlement asset. The choice of the currencies used in the platform would remain at the discretion of participants. Let's break this down into English, says Mr. Mann. The XC platform is designed to be compatible with existing systems and arrangements between central banks and commercial banks. They would allow for the exchange of digital representations of central bank reserve currencies or reserves in any currency, without imposing a specific or a new settlement asset. The XC platform design appears to be flexible enough to potentially accommodate the use of XRP, but does not mandate or prioritize it as the settlement asset. Its role would depend on specific implementation and adoption by central banks and financial institutions. Now, all of this sounds like, to me, the XC platform would allow multi-currency system without imposing a single or new settlement asset. And this sounds very similar to what we've heard James Wallace describe as mBridge in the XRP ledger, correct? So we don't know that it is, but this is more information that really highlights this stuff. Smoke Dog shares this here as well earlier. And this is an illustration of MCBDC Bridge platform that relies on commodity-based SDR using blockchain connect country CBDCs. Ripple can maintain MCBDC liquidity pools with on-demand liquidity and the Ripple CBDC platform based on the XRP ledger. And we all know this, but just seeing all of this tied in is like, it leaves you wondering, like, are we correct to make these kind of speculative assumptions? We don't know, but that's the fun of it. Right? That's the fun of it. We're never going to be right about everything. That's the whole reason we're speculators in this space. That's what's fun. Is there gold in these digital hills? Yeah, I think so. We just got to figure out where, right? So I think a lot of us know where. Under the regulatory scrutiny of international standards from the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure, known as CPMI, of the BIS, crypto assets can be recognized as a part of the formal payment system. Now, this is exactly what Reese was telling us, right, about the Middle East and DIFC or DIFS, however it was there. So this is interesting to see more of that here. Look, Smoke Dog, I told you, where there's smoke, there's fire. You better get this guy a follow. The formal payment system, the central bank under international standards from the Committee of Payments and Market Infrastructure on the Bank of International Settlement System, it goes on to say, the question of whether a given crypto asset will be recognized as a part of the formal payment system will largely depend on how it is meant to be used in a given jurisdiction. Bitcoin, Ether often fall outside, while Ripple and XRP often fall within the system. Wow, what a hell of a find that is. I tell you, again, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's Smoke Dog right there. Smoke Dog, if I got to make the t-shirt for you, I don't know what's going on, but if you get it, I'm buying it. Okay, that's what's happening. This event was hosted by the DIFC and the Dubai Financial Services Authority, DFSA. This is all tied into the stuff we just talked about earlier, right? Has approved XRP within the DIFC. Licensed virtual asset firm within the DIFC are now able to incorporate XRP into their virtual asset services and or businesses, right? Remarkable step forward. Hello. Things should be getting lively here soon, ladies and gentlemen, with the adoption of this inside of their financial system and their business. Ripple and XRP fall within that system because their payment system's closer to what traditional banks do, and it's absolutely correct. Whilst energy intensity data does not exist for each. We note that XRP's consensus protocol system is comparatively much more efficient than Bitcoin's proof of work, though we would like to add that Ripple have created a payment system that requires centralized intermediary to check transactions, so it isn't directly comparable to Bitcoin's system and is closer to what traditional banks do today. This is where we're going. This is the fight. I'm just showing you. Now, Saudi Arabia is also raising concerns over their own reserves held in West due to potential seizure of Russian assets. This is massive news. The chess match is getting very intense. We are one wrong move away from the system dramatically changing. And that is absolutely true. Shout out to Gold Telegraph. And I want to add something here, because when I was at XRP Las Vegas, I had the fireside chat with Christian Carlo. We talked about this. I actually made a comment, which you will hear once we get the footage from the property and the AV team, who were remarkable. Shout out to all of you. We talked right on stage about the whole idea that I said, who would have ever thought that Janet Yellen would be the greatest salesman to join BRICS? Because imposing these sanctions is telling all the other countries, and seizing assets from Russia is telling all these other countries, you're better off to join BRICS, because if you join the U.S. or remain in the U.S. system with the SWIFT system, you're likely to lose your assets if you do something that they don't like. And it is sending them in a hurry. Now 40 plus countries looking to join the BRICS coalition. And BRICS is receiving this very well, as BRICS is going to create their very own central bank. Oh, yes, they are, too. Oh, yes, they are. And this is where it gets complicated for BRICS, because there's so many different countries that make up the BRICS coalition, and not all of them are in alignment when it comes to this. So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to create this BRICS central bank without China having to give up some of its own power and control the way it does its own country. So this is going to be interesting to watch all of this develop. This won't be something that's just quick and easy. They have challenges too, just like the U.S. has massive challenges in front of it. So we will be watching all of this, because BRICS is obviously about to double in size. Now, Mike Christo comments on this news of BRICS creating its own central bank and says that BRICS will be incorporating an ECB, European Central Bank style central banking for its members, centered around gold. And could we see BRICS countries pledging their gold reserves for this new common currency system? And this has been the conversation we've had right here on this channel. Okay, this is why I've told you, the central banks are hoarding gold, and specifically to note, Russia and China have been in great degree. So this is all lending to that whole going to a gold-backed system for their particular central bank and new currency that they want to launch. This is getting very interesting. And again, there's a crossroads coming where the United States is going to have to take a stand or get run over. I asked Grok, was there a race to be the reserve currency for the world during World War II? No, I already knew the answer. I just wanted Grok's answer. The answer is yes, right? And the yes answer, there was a race to establish a world reserve currency during World War II. The Bretton Woods Conference in 1944 marked a pivotal moment in this race, where the U.S. dollar was officially crowned the world reserve currency and backed by the world's largest gold reserves. Isn't that what we're seeing BRICS try to do right now today? This decision was a result of the U.S. becoming the largest holder of gold during World War I, as the Allies paid for the U.S. for supplies using gold, propelling the U.S. to a position of economic dominance. Bretton Woods Agreement established the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency of international trade and finance, and the U.S. committed to convert U.S. dollars into gold at a fixed rate at $35 an ounce. This system helped to stabilize the global economy in the aftermath of World War II. Now, what we also know is that the stablecoin race reminds me of the currency race of World War II. This is why I put this post out just 2 days or yesterday, right? There is a fight to become the leader, and Ripple is about to join the party, because that's what this stablecoin race reminds me of, that this is what's happening. But BRICS is in this race. CBDCs are in this race. We should not be confused. We're staring down the barrel of saber rattling around the world that we could see a World War III. I do not want to. I do not want it at all. But This is what we're looking at. Don't believe it. It's still true. And this has always been why I've come to this space. I believed this moment when I first found it all. When I saw Ripple in the partnership with the Federal Reserve Faster Payments Task Force in 2017, I knew for myself, this is a very big deal. Now, there's a lot of other things that need to happen too, but what I want to say is like, if you remember back in World War II, everybody came off of the sidelines to contribute. Women went to work in factories to create ammunition and make airplanes and supplies and send them over because all the men were over fighting in the war. I think it's time that we do that approach now. Everybody, all hands on deck, full court press. We should be approaching mass adoption for the XRP ledger the same way that everyone living back in the day of World War II was, by joining in, supporting the cause, going to the factories, helping however you can, and making all the things that are necessary to get us through this time and to get us to a place where we can actually continue to be a leader instead of be under threat of losing that position. And that's why I'm telling you, we are going to do something great next year to really bring together the retail sector, the speculative investors, with the builders. Because it isn't any one group that matters most. It is the entire ecosystem that matters. And it is time we all come together and start recognizing that it can't just be builders, because builders need money. So that means you need investors. And if you need investors, it can't be just investors, because they need builders to invest in. Any healthy market has market makers, market participants, and speculators. If we're talking about gold, it's that way. If we're talking about oil, it's that way. If we're talking about XRP, it is that way. We cannot expect oranges to be chickens or motorcycles to be boats. We just simply have to align and figure out where our role is and how we can help facilitate and elevate everyone else around us. Let's tap into our resources. I plan to do that. XRP Las Vegas 2025 planning has already started, and I can tell you it's going to be remarkable. You just wait. You just wait. And it won't be anything like what you just saw. Expert predicts a XRP to hit $20 by 2026 here. Listen, I'm in it to win it. So, you bring it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for the fight. The money, the price, all of that will take care of itself. If I just continue to do the things I can do and tap into the resources I can tap into and that I've built and nurtured, and work those resources to be able to continue to do my part to help make sure that it is doing my version of going to the warehouses and factories and helping to build the things that are necessary in the ways that I can. I'm not a developer and I'm never going to be one, but I help build businesses, and I'm going to help take them public, and I'm going to help raise funds, and that's going to help you as an innovator, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a developer, to get the resources and funding you need if we come together. I promise you, if you've met me or know anything about me at all, you know my word is my word, and I keep my word. Digperspectives.com. We're going into the freedom zone, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want it. And actually, I'm going to be sharing this as a rather large clip, so I'm going to have to upload it separately. But it is a great talk, and you're going to want to hear it. Listen, there's a lot more happening than just the need for mass adoption. And I don't find it mutually exclusive that we need mass adoption of this value protocol known as the XRP ledger, because we need this market infrastructure. I was talking to a friend of mine, Kenrick, and he said something so profound that really hit home with me, and he's absolutely right. Shout out to you, Kenrick. He said, I try to explain to my friends and family that don't understand this. This isn't a piece on the board. This isn't just a player of the game. XRP Ledger is the board that the game is played on. And we need to get it established and healthy and hearty and growing and mass adoption in a very big way, because I believe it is the ledger that ultimately will be underpinning the dollar dominance or help to serve to for the next 150 plus years. I'll catch all of you on the next one. Not financial advice from me or anyone else.